2-day countdown is on.
Third draw, the Triple Crown.
And the Kentucky Derby winner is back. The Kentucky Derby runner-up is back. The Kentucky Derby third-place finisher is back. And the Kentucky Derby fourth-place finisher, Chief Wallaby, who's going to be my pick, is back.
And Dave, if you go off all reports, all the pundits, they're pretty much going to walk this race. No speed, void of early speed. Who's going to be the front runner? But let's take a look at the Saturday slate from Saratoga, abounding with stakes action. Breeders' Cup win in your ends with the big highlight, the big feature, the $2 million Belmont Stakes. The star 3-year-olds, including the Kentucky Derby champion and Golden Tempo. Could it be Renegade looking to roll? Arguably one of the best without getting that big score. So let's start with Renegade, Dave. And what we saw in the Arkansas Derby, powerful. What we saw in the Derby, I mean, close to one of the best runs that we've seen the last 10 years, but it wasn't good enough.
Well, it might be good enough with a better trip here. A lot of horses had trouble in the Kentucky Derby, as you would think in a field of 18. But, you know, when you draw the inside, you know you're not going to really get too clean of a run. And I think Irad was just trying to get a little bit of aggressive and just try to make sure that he held his position, but there was just nothing he could do about it. He was getting pinballed all around there. So ultimately, by the time they got to the top of the lane, he still had Renegade in a really nice spot. He started to make his move, and he passed everybody, except there was one horse that passed him. Who would have thought that he would get out-finished by Golden Tempo, who came from last, but Renegade ran a bang-up second. With any sort of luck, he probably would have won it. And, you know, in a 9-horse field, you wouldn't imagine that you would have any sort of that type of trouble this time around.
From his brother as well.
Crazy finish from the Ortiz brothers in the Derby, as Jose was able to get the better of Irad there, but maybe they turned the tables here. And Todd Pletcher, who has won the Belmont 4 times and finished second in the Belmont 9 times, is looking to pick up a win for the first time since Modonegal. Modonegal, if you remember, had the same kind of a trouble trip from the rail in the Kentucky Derby. So maybe that's a good omen.
For the Todd squad, they're going to like the chances with Renegade, but if we do talk a little speed and who can go forward, what about the other runner out of the barn in Power Shift, sitting 12-1 on the morning line? This is a horse with plenty of upside off this maiden score right here at Churchill Downs.
Yeah, and when you consider that there is no speed in this race, he might be the one to do it. Doesn't mean that he's going to take him all the way around there, but the lead does appear to be there for taking, and we'll see if he's good enough to step up and, win a Triple Crown race off of a maiden special weight. It seems a bit unlikely, but we'll see.
Social media throwing it out there that Power Shift could be the potential rabbit for the commissioner, but it looks like
a rabbit.
I think Power Shift's got a chance.
Yeah, I don't think that in any way, shape, or form is what is going to actually materialize. But Chief Wallaby. So Renegade had his trouble at the start in the Kentucky Derby. Chief Wallaby had his trouble in the stretch from about the 8th pole to the 16th pole, completely jammed up, had nowhere to go, eventually got through and came on nicely to finish 4th. Lightly raced still. Sovereignty won this race with a similar pattern last year for trainer Bill Mott, who's looking to win back-to-back Belmont Stakes. I think Chief Wallaby is definitely the up-and-comer of this crop right now.
Chief Wallaby could be the big buzz horse come Saturday afternoon for the connections behind Sovereignty, who had so much success going through 2025. It's a good-looking field, this one. Other big threats to be wary of?
Take it back. So Oselli did not enter. It looked like early on they were thinking of doing all 3 legs of the Triple Crown. So I said the 1, 2, 3, 4 finishers. It'll just be the 1, 2, 4 finishers of the Kentucky Derby and Emerging Market as well.
I was big on Emerging Market going into the Derby there. Lightly race, plenty of upside. I don't think we have seen the best yet. And taking a look at some of the bias speed figs, it's Golden Tempo and Renegade and Power Shift I should throw in there with 95s, Growth Equity a 93, and Chief Wallaby, your horse, Dave, your horse going into the Belmont Stakes with a 91.
Commandment in the Kentucky Derby as well. So 5 Kentucky Derby participants. Growth Equity, don't underestimate, coming out of the Peter Pan. But this is a really good field. It's not quite as large as we had in either the Kentucky Derby or the Preakness, but we've seen Belmont field smaller than 9. So I think we got a good field this year. Is Commandment kind of the forgotten horse now? He had that nice run through the Fountain of Youth, the Florida Derby. He was only 6-1 in the Kentucky Derby. He ended up finishing, I guess, a flattening out 7th, if you look at it from where he was at the top of the lane home, but not a bad race by any means. Could he bounce back here?
I think he could, Dave. And, you know, for Commandment, really has a, not to say a slow step from the gate, but really just didn't get going early in the Derby. And then you've got 19 other competitors to worry about. So if you can't get that break from the jump, you're ultimately going to be playing catch-up. And that's what we saw from Commandment. Prior to that, rattled off 4 wins, has the numbers to match, a winner in the Fountain of Youth, a winner in the Florida Derby. There's class in bunches. You get Johnny V back aboard at 6-1, forgotten on the morning line, going to be forgotten again come post-time, Dave.
All right, I said don't sleep on the Peter Pan winner. That is Growth Equity for Chad Brown. Broke his maiden prior to this and just seems to be coming around as the distances have gotten longer. You see the improvement went from 6 furlongs to 7 furlongs to a mile and an eighth, and now it's going to get a mile and a quarter. So the Beyer speed figures are improving with each and every start as they have been adding more distance to him. Let's take a look at that Peter Pan win when he would loom up 3 wide. He's got a little bit of tactical speed. He might not be too far off of it in the Belmont Stakes, but there's not a whole lot of speed being signed up.
I think Manny Franco will be trying to put a bit of pressure going through the first couple of furlongs, 1 or 2 back, and certainly looks better with the distance. A mile and a quarter, I think, to be very well suited here. And this feels like a Chad Brown spot day. You know, lightly raced, haven't seen the best yet. Spoils on Saturday.
Well, a lot of horses have spaced out nicely here this year's Belmont Stakes run, as everybody's skipping the Preakness to point to the Belmont.
The Belmont Stakes this Saturday out at Saratoga. $2 million prize purse and a great incentive for you, the player, to jump in and get after it with the FanDuel Racing app. The money back special, up to $20 back in racing bonus for second or third on all races from Saratoga Friday and Saturday.